Hello and welcome to another video on my design and lettering. My name is Miri and today I want to show you the first step on how I drew this water flower bouquet, which is this semi-realistic looking rose. I will use my loved White Nights watercolors. I think they really are underestimated because I rarely hear others using them. They have quite a big color range, the quality is premium grade, and compared to others, they are fairly priced. So if you're using these too, let me know in the comments and tell me how you like them. As for the color range, I will use different hues of this muted red. As for brushes, I will use different sizes of the Princeton Art round brushes in 6, 2 and 1, and a Sable round brush in 6. 2 jars of water, one to wash and one to rinse the brushes. A paper tissue for excess water and pigment. And of course, some paper. This time I wanted to try out this one. It's the Gerstecker Aquarelle Classic in fine grain and with 300 GSM. I started by placing circles for where I want my flowers to sit. Today I will draw the rose on the upper right. Simplified, I draw a circle and decide on what angle I want to draw the rose. This one will be slightly on a side view. So I place the middle circle in the upper half and a half circle at the bottom as a guideline. With that help, I draw some petals around it. Here I start with the outer bigger ones and get smaller to the middle. By drawing overlapping petals like this, it will always look like a rose, I would say. To let the rose look more natural, I draw the outer edges a bit shaky and put some folds here and there. And then it's time to activate the pigments by spraying them with water. I mixed some cadmium red light with some yellow green and took a bit on the side and mixed that with more green. In the first one I mixed in some cadmium orange. I took a bit of that mixture and watered it down and mixed some Opera Rose and a bit more cadmium orange in it. Honestly guys, I just mix colors around until I'm satisfied with the colors. I start with an even more watered down version of the third mixture and spread it on the first petal. I will draw petal for petal so the colors don't mix together. Using wet to wet, I darkened the inner side of the petal because there the shadows would be the darkest. I placed the pigment on the edge and blend it out with a clean damp brush. To do that, I drag some of the pigment out with an in and out kind of motion. But you will see what I mean in a bit, hopefully. I started with a bigger brush for the bigger petals, but changed to the size 1 here. By the way, if you like this video so far, please let me know by giving it a thumbs up. And if you like seeing more art videos like this, as well as Bujo setups, make sure to subscribe to this channel. As you can see, I try to soften every darker lines. Here you can see the blending movement that I meant, little in and out motions with the brush. I try to leave some bright spots for highlights. I do the same for every petal, but get darker and darker toward the middle, because there would be the darkest shadows. Let's do all that again with a bigger petal which hangs off a bit from the side. I cover it with mostly water and a tiny bit of pigment. Then I darken the inside using Wet n Wet, but also blending the harsh line with that in and out motion. By the way, if you have a better word for that, please let me know in the comments. As you can see, I start very light, but go darker with every layer. In that way, I can decide how light or how dark I want the petal to be. And the blending is easier that way. Here I used the sable hair brush because it holds more water. And as the petal is a big one, I have enough room to work with this size 6. I kind of have the feeling that the water sits on the paper and dries down fast, but maybe I need to use more water on it, or it's because it's the first page, I don't know. But I will try it out further and let you know. After everything dried, I went in with another brush, this time a cheap one from Faber-Castell, but I like how pointy it is. It's perfect for detailing. I used some of the darker mixture with little water and drew these lines to indicate some texture as well as some more shadows. I also drew some cuts in the petals to make them more realistic. I darkened some folds and some shadows. As you can see, I drew the other flowers already, but didn't want to make this video too long. So if you like the other flowers around the rose as well, stay tuned for my next video. Thank you for watching until the end. I hope you liked this video and maybe learned a bit out of it. Let me know if you tried that technique and how it worked for you. Have a great day and see you in my next video then. Bye bye.